Now, usually, I try to make videos that inspire you to travel or chase your dreams, and I'd much rather you watch those. But I do realize that a lot of times chasing your dreams end up becoming a business. So I thought I'd lend a helping hand, or two.
Hey guys, now we get to be a little less dire about our ratios, okay? And the reason I say dire is because before we've been looking at our total debt, it sort of weighs you down. I know we run a business together, but we don't want to keep taking a look at everything we owe in the long run, okay? Because we may have debts that we don't have to worry about for the next 10 years. Why are we suffering thinking about that right now? Obviously, because you are very responsible and you keep convincing me that we need to do that. But just about our other ratios, we're worried about liquidity and solvency. So it has a feel of, hey, in case you guys are bad at your job and we need to sell off a couple of things, are we going to be protected as people lending you money? It sort of has that feel to it, right? Because we haven't really been worried about our operations. We haven't been worried about our ability to sell things. It's more just in case you guys are bad, will we be covered? But now we actually get to, take a deep breath, relax a little bit, exhale, and say, let's actually look at how much money we're bringing in. Can we take care of our financial burdens, our immediate financial burdens? We don't have to take on the whole world at this very moment. The little piece by piece that keeps coming at us, are we able to handle ourselves? And the first ratio I want to go over is probably the most crucial in the sense of everything I just said, which I don't really remember much of. The times interest, I should say, earned ratio. Do not let this fool you. Do not let this confuse you, because it's a lot of green on this index card, but it's so simple. And we're actually going to bring back, I don't know if you guys remember this one, but the income statement we made, because it's probably as simple an income statement as you're going to see in your financing life. But I want you to understand what's going on here, and hopefully I'm able to simplify it even further for you. So we're going to look at all the money that we've earned within the period, okay? And we're going to divide that by the amount of interest that we need to pay. So now, what is interest? When the bank loans us money, they could be doing anything else they want with that money, but they're letting us keep it so we can do whatever we want with it. But in the meantime, we have to be paying them a certain amount from time to time, and that's what the interest is. It's a price for borrowing money. Nothing in this world is free. We live on the planet Earth. Okay, so we're going to total up all the interest that's owed within that period. And we're going to look at our earnings before interest and taxes. And don't worry, I realize that we haven't spoken specifically about earnings before interest and taxes. But don't panic. Even though it's very important, it's very simple to calculate, all right? So the first thing you can do is you can try to be a magician about the income statement, or like a whiz kid or whatever you want to call it, and track all your revenue and then your expenses, and then stop at your interest expense and go, oh, well, I'm not going to include that, and I'm going to remember not to include my taxes. You can do all that, or you can just basically take your net income and add back the tax line and add back the interest expense line. Okay, so that's going to give you your earnings before interest and taxes. So what is your EBIT, as it's called? All right, so let's write it down. EBIT, your earnings before interest and taxes, which you already get by now, is really just your net income. Don't worry about tracking where, what is, where, and why, whatever. No, just go to your bottom line, your net income, and then you add back in your interest expense. Well, interest expense. Is it still in frame? I think it is. Perfect. Expense. Okay. And then you would add your taxes as well. Because we're just concerned, all right? If we kept the government out of it, and we kept all the other banks that you owe out of it, let's actually look at how much you made. And then actually look at how much you have to pay the banks. Okay, because again, the reason why you'd want to take taxes out, just remember that when we spoke about financial leverage, we looked at the ways using borrowed money affects our income statement, and I kind of hinted, I hope I did, that borrowed money is sort of a tax deduction because we're going to remove the interest expense from the amount of money we make before we pay the government. Don't think too much about it. Just know that we're going to look at our net income for EBIT, add back our interest expense line, and then we're going to add back our taxes. All right. So circle this, square this. We underline net income. So in this example that we gave earlier, net income was $45,000. That's right. We're going to recycle, guys. Hope you're recycling in real life. And then we're going to look at our interest expense. And here we said it was, oh my Lord, I actually didn't think. I hope this comes out to a nice clean division at the end of the day. But interest expense was $2,000. So we're going to add that back in because we're trying to find our EBIT. Only 3 zeros. And we're going to add back our taxes. So, I think it's going to be a clean number. So this is going to be 48,000. That's our EBIT. Okay, and what did we say our times interest earned ratio is? We just want to know how many times over, okay? So we could go to our bank and thump on our chest and go, you borrow me some money because not only am I going to be able to afford it, I can afford it 10 times over or whatever this comes out to. All right, I think it's going to be more than 10. It's so weird talking about accounting and finance because I dislike math, but I find accounting and finance easy, which should let you know that you don't have to be good at math to be good at accounting and finance, okay? You just have to have a proper mode of thinking about these things. And I'm going to stop rambling here. So 48,000 is our EBIT divided by the interest. So we put back in here the interest expense. So this is a total. We may owe 5 banks. We may owe 10 banks. We're going to total up the interest expense. And it looks like for us, we get away with it. And it's only $2,000. So how many times over can we cover our interest? Before we've been worried about, all right, well, in case things kind of suck for you guys and we have to liquidate you, are we going to be covered? Now it's, all right, let's see what your business is about. Let's get into the action of things. All right, we're going to look at your operations. Before we've been looking at the balance sheet. I don't know if you've noticed, but now we're looking at the income statement, the money we're bringing in. All right, so enough random. Ooh, this is good. This is very good. 24 is the answer here. We can cover our interest expense 24 times with this example, with this original net income statement. I didn't even realize I was putting together a very solid company when I put this example together a couple of days ago, but it looks like I did. All right, so that's how you would do it, guys. Earnings before interest and taxes over the interest expenses, and we just want to be able to thump our chest in front of our bankers and say, not only can I afford this loan, I can cover all of my interest apparently 24 times over. That's it. You and I are having a stellar career together so far.
Thank you so much for watching. Turning a dream into a reality usually ends up becoming your business. That is why we have the Helping Hands videos. Subscribe, like, and feel free to leave a comment below. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter and Instagram. Fans of Kindness, our Facebook page, is also waiting for you. See you in the next video. Until then, be your best and never stop learning.